Hello everyone, I'm N100-a-Day and welcome to another episode of the Clean Tech Pod, where we foster necessary conversations about clean energy and sustainable development. In celebration of Children's Day, this episode brings together bright young minds of Knosk 100-a-Day Charity Secondary School, Kuje, to share their thoughts on what climate change is all about and how these kids are going to change the planet. Today we are talking about something really important, which is climate change. Don't worry, we are going to make it all fun. But before we start, let's start by introducing ourselves and one cool things about ourselves.
So, my name is Ihekaozor. And one thing I love about myself is that I love playing football.
Okay, my name is Oki Patricia and I love writing.
Okay.
My name is Muhammad Akoshi and I love reading.
My name is Timileyin Akinlayo and I love creating things.
Interesting. Alright, let's get started. I will first of all ask you a question. Have you ever felt so hot that all of a sudden you start feeling cold?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me give you the definition of climate change. Climate change can be defined as the sudden change in weather within a short period of time, and climate change is caused by anthropological activity. Anthropological activity are activities caused by man. For example, cutting down of tree and burning of bush. So if man are burning bush, the smoke goes to the air and affect the UV rays, and the UV rays are being broken down. So it gives us sicknesses, skin infection like cancers, rashes and the rest. So I would say the burning of bushes and cutting down of trees are not supposed to be.
That's also
So, adding up to what Timmy said, that's why in our school we come up with a project called, like a club called Climate Change Club, where we take all things that are not used by people again, counter covers that are thrown away later. And mind you, all these things are plastic, metal, they are non-biodegradable, meaning that they cannot decay. So putting them in the ground will affect plants like potatoes that grows their underground. So it's going to deformat it, making it have a different shape than the other. So we come up with this plan, picking out dirties that people don't need again to make things. Just look at, we made a flower nursery bed for this. We make a jewelry pack and a design with papers that children use to litter the school environment.
That's interesting.
Okay, so adding to what you said the first time, if we've seen change in weather over time, you can't say yes, because nowadays during this rain season, sometimes when the rain falls, the weather is cold, then all of a sudden we feel hot. So this is caused by climate change, like Timmy said. So, and this climate change are caused by human activity, and not only human activities, but also natural activities. So that's why, like what Frankie said, we came up with this climate change club that will help us able to not only for us to learn it, but also people could see it and be able to nurture that habits and make our earth a better place for us.
Thank you. This is
So as what
interesting.
you were saying, then there were many beds, but now I'm not seeing many beds again.
So to add up to what Akoshi is trying to say was that when there were many trees around our surrounding, bird normally, because their habitat, they stay on trees, so bird normally stay on trees. But now everyone is trying to make beautiful furniture, cutting down trees, using them for other stuff, using them for interior decoration. Now bird, there are fewer birds, they don't have where to stay, so they are going, they are migrating, they are going out. And what Timmy said, burning of grass and bushes, when it goes up, it burns down the ozone layer that protects the UV ray to shine direct to our skin, and that UV ray is very dangerous because it causes most diseases like skin cancer, heat rashes, and other stuff. So for us to make this a better idea, we should do less burning and make recycle, reuse, and reduce.
That's interesting. Okay, now we've known the problems of climate change. As kids, like you, why would you be worried about climate change?
To say about this, we need to be worried about it because one, burning down of the ozone layer, it will not affect us now. So when people keep doing all these things, it burns down the ozone layer, causing skin cancer to us, the young one, the leaders of tomorrow, the little futures of tomorrow. So, and the other stuff again, cutting down of tree. As we know, tree takes in carbon dioxide and brings out oxygen.
Yeah.
So we are going to lack good air to take in. Humans will not grow well again. All this stuff, turning earth into a desert that is not supposed to be.
Yeah, good job. Because if we take down all the air, we can't have a good air to breathe.
Yes.
We can't have shelters too.
And another problem is that we don't have planet B. That
Yes.
anything that happens on Earth will go to another planet. We don't have a planet B, so let's take care of the one we are in now.
So now you're telling us to be a superheroes of our Earth.
I
That's
think
interesting.
what he said, we are the future generations of tomorrow, and if we don't act now to affect us in future, just like you see different now in the earth now, you see most people that give birth, they mostly give birth to all these acoustic patients.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of this change in our environment that causes it. So if we don't act now in future, maybe it might be worse. So acting now can save Earth.
I
Interesting.
want to say, as a steward now, animals will be destroyed, and they will not find anywhere to stay. So,
Adding to what Franklin said, the cutting down of trees makes up cloud. So if there's cutting down of tree, there will not be enough cloud to make a rainfall. So I should say that we should not be cutting we should stop cutting down of tree, so there will be enough rainfall for us in the society. So there will be growing of plants and other vegetation.
So just what now? People are complaining of rain not falling. Plants are dying because of overheating. Crops are dying, their roots are not getting down
Moisture.
because the ground is as hard as anything you can think of.
Because of the irregular tree also.
And this can also cause economic crisis.
Yeah.
and all of this is caused by human activities.
Human activities.
Wow, you guys are awesome at this. So now that we know the problems of climate change, what can children do to advocate for climate or climate action?
I would say children can tell their parents to usher them, help them plant trees to increase the rate of birds and also give them oxygen. Planting of trees at home brings fresh air. Most of the people that have trees at home, they love it because relaxing under the tree is so cool that there will be shade, cool air, and others. And they are even creating homes for homeless birds looking for home.
Okay, we can tell people not to do that. Because when we share what, like some people don't know that throwing waste on the ground endangers the earth. So if we tell them, they're able to know that awareness. And that's why at the Knosk-100-a-Day Charity School, we created a club named Climate Change, where we can be able to gather all these waste products and make them into something useful, like this primary plant nest. And this, doing this, many other children can also see our work, and they can be able to, or maybe many other organizations too, and then they can be able to put this in their hands, like trying to do it. And when we all do this, it can make our end better.
Interesting, great ideas.
So I would say children should back up the bottle to the bottle, the layer to the layer, and can to the can. So for better recycling. So it will be better if children pack up the bottle to the bottle and the layer to the layer, and can to the can. So there will be better recycling. So those materials are not going to be mixed up. So if they are taking it for recycling, for reuse, recycling is reuse. They'll be able to, like, they put the can in a separate place, put the can in a separate place, upload the layer, etc. Our environment will be more better and more cleaner than before.
There should not be too much plastic in the world. Someone will just mistakenly use it to just do it. They should be just go and place around the environment that you can just stay, not that you just do it.
That's interesting. So let's
let's play a game. To me, everyone, you guys are going to tell me what is good for the environment and what is bad for the environment. Meaning that not green is bad for the environment, green is good for the environment. So can you tell us one thing that is good or one thing that is bad about the environment?
Plastic in river. Okay, I would say plastic are non-biodegradable materials, which are materials that cannot decay. So I would say we should not throw plastic bottle in the gutter because it blocks our drainage system and it leads to flood. And flood leads to loss of life, and loss of life leads to death. So I would say we should stop throwing plastic in our drainage system. And we should have a recycle bin where we can recycle the plastic or upcycle the plastic. Recycle means reusing the plastic. Upcycle means using the plastic to make another thing.
Planting trees, green. Why is it green? Because when planting of trees give us oxygen that we breathe in and we breathe out carbon dioxide for the trees. Without trees, human will not survive.
Okay, leaving the fan and lights on when not needed is not green because this wastes energy, and when it wastes energy, it's reducing the energy which comes from our atmosphere and which can be harmful to us in the future.
Walking or riding a bicycle rather than using a motor car is green because while you are walking, you are using your human power to walk, not using cars that brings out smokes that depletes the ozone layers. So let us say in urban areas you can use things like skateboard, bicycles, and wheel shoes. But in rural areas, let's say you use bicycle is more preferable there because while using a bicycle, you are not blocking anybody, and it cannot. Let me say it's not prone to accidents. Accident hardly occurs. So I would say that walking and riding a bicycle is needed instead of using vehicles because they bring out smokes, that carbon monoxide that destroy the ozone layer. Thank you.
All right. Before we say goodbye, assuming you're the president of Nigeria for 1 minute or for 1 day, what would be your rule for the children to save the environment?
Everyone must plant 1 or 2 trees weekly or monthly.
Okay.
I would say reducing gases emission. So that reducing gases emission, instead of using generator, we use solar.
Yeah.
Solar does not consume gas and other stuff. So instead of using car, we use bike or an electric car. Thank you.
Okay.
If I become a president for 1 day, I will enact a policy that states environmental cleanliness, and I also employ different staffs that will pick up people's debts, twice a week. Thank you.
So if I become the president for 1 day, the first thing I will say is that in each house we must have at least 2 to 3 things that's helping homeless people to give them home where to stay, and it's also for your own good, giving you fresh air, not complaining of heat.
Yes.
When others are having cooling at their own comfort under their tree. Thank you.
And if you remove 1 tree, you should plant 3.
So remove 1 and plant 3. Okay. What is your advice to the children, as today is a Children's Day? What is your advice to the children all over the world?
So my advice to the children is that they should be good ambassadors, planting of trees, recycling, giving to people who recycle. They can also upcycle, reuse each of their products, and make sure that they keep Earth clean and safe for us, because they are future tomorrow. They are the one that will live on the Earth the next year to come, like that. So they need to keep it clean.
So me, I would say cleaning the environment. Children should not litter the environment, because mostly it's children that litter the environment. So they should use again instead. So instead of throwing the bottles, they should use it again. Instead of throwing the paper, they can use it to design the house. Look at a wallpaper flower. They can use it to design the house. So I would say children should stop littering the environment for their future.
But to me, I disagree with you, because one, you go to the market now, most of the people who litter the ground are the women, cutting down their leaves
throwing it on the floor, not even cleaning it, leaving it here, it gets there, it rots in, it causes diseases for them.
Sorry,
Which they don't know about.
Markets, as it was been when they threw their dates,
But they don't.
they have. Kuje market has.
They have, but they don't use it.
But
They have. Yes, they use it. There's a car. One big truck needs to throw their dustbin. Every like everybody that has will throw.
So I would like to give you an assignment. You will survey the market. If
Yes.
you are going to
We are going to
survey.
survey.
If you are going to survey, you will check it and see majority of people who throw dirty on the floor.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
My advice to kids is that we should reuse, and recycle in order to make Earth a safer place.
My advice to kids is that they should reduce plastic bottle, not throwing it anyhow. They should not throwing it like
Okay, be an advocate of what you preach. Like Timileyin, when you're saying when you're in school, you drink your kunuaya and everything, you don't drop it on the floor, you don't litter it on the floor. I know the school, we have our dustbins by the side, so you be an advocate of teaching other students to not to litter on the floor, they should litter inside the dustbin. Thank you for such an insightful conversations. Remember, we are not too young to make a difference. Let's continue to keep our environment clean and green. Together, let's say,
Happy Children's Day!